Thank you for joining me on Chris's keto journey. I'm Chris. Today we're going to be making a keto pizza, and it's going to have chicken crust, not cauliflower crust. I don't like cauliflower, so we're going to do a chicken crust. And today we're going to be using the premium chunk chicken breast in water. And this is all the store had, but usually I wouldn't get something that's percentage fat free or trying to knock down our fats. But this is all the store had, so we're going to work with it. So first thing you're gonna do is I already pre-drained the chicken. You just drain it into your sink. You want to dry it out as much as possible. The crust will form easier like that. So the first thing you do, drain it, and then you're gonna put it onto your dish that you're gonna be baking your pizza on. And right now I have a 9-inch just circular dish that we can put in the oven. Okay, put the chicken on there and then start to flatten it out a bit, breaking up the large chunks. The counter is clean. Alright, so that's all broken up, spread across the pan. So now it can evenly dry out. So for this, we're gonna pop this sucker into the oven so it can dry out about 10 minutes at 350. The oven, it was at 350 for 10 minutes. That's just to dry it up a little extra. You don't really have to stick to the 10 minutes, just when you feel it's fine, but I feel 10 minutes is perfect. So not too dry, not too wet. And you're gonna put it in your bowl. All right, so put it into your bowl. And then cheese, Parmesan cheese, or whatever cheese you like. It really doesn't care. This is just to help it out to stick, and 1 egg. And you go ahead and mix all this together. Now the egg's not gonna cook or anything, so don't worry about that. It never has cooked with me, and usually I put it in right after taking it out of the oven. It's just giving it a good mix around. And now is the time where we can put in our seasonings. I also put in a little extra cheese, because more cheese won't hurt. 0 grams of carbs and only 1.5 grams of fat, so you know, a lot won't hurt. So a little garlic powder. In this recipe with the seasonings, we're probably not going to use more than a teaspoon because those carbs can add up. So no more than a teaspoon for each seasoning really, and then some Italian seasoning. So right now I used garlic powder, pepper, and some Italian seasoning, just to get your basic pizza seasonings in there. Yeah, that should be good. And then also, you can also put some red pepper flakes, but that's just preference really, but I don't mind spice. So, alright, so we added our red pepper flakes. Now what I'm gonna add is some olive oil. So in this recipe, I would say try to incorporate olive oil as much as you can. About a tablespoon of this is 14 grams of fat and 0 grams of carbs. So go ahead and just have fun with that. So I put a little into the crust, and I'll also put a little directly on our sheet, and go ahead and just spread that around before we put our crust. Just like that. All right, so we got that spread out. Now we can go ahead and put our chicken crust dough, not dough, onto here. Get every little bit you can out. Alright, and then just go ahead and spread it around. You can keep it all bunched together and try and get a thicker crust if you want. I don't mind a thinner crust. But yeah, once you spread it around with the fork, you're gonna use your hands to make it a more circular thing, and then bring up the edges also, just in case you want to add something different on there. But I like to bring up the edges just because I'm using the marinara, so I don't want it to spill over. Yeah, sorry. There we go. And then after that, I just kind of push it out, and it will hopefully go towards the edges more. That way we can get a little bit of a bigger pizza. And then if it comes apart, just go ahead and fix those edges. You don't want it to fall apart in the middle also, so go ahead and fix any crevices that come up. Sorry, OCD. Okay, so the crust is now fully formed. Raised up the edges a bit so we could prevent any spills. And we cranked up the oven to 500 degrees now. And this will really cook our crust. I put it in there for about 10 more minutes. So here we go. Alright, so the chicken crust just came out of the oven, and look at that. Look at it. Perfect. It's firm, but you can still bake it about the extra 8 minutes that we're gonna put it in with the toppings. Now, I have a cup of cheese here, but I usually don't really measure. I'm really doing it just for you guys so I can map out the calories and the carb count. And then we have our marinara here. I use Victoria, but this is only because that's what the store had. I want to try and use RAOs because I heard that's better, at least the ingredients, but they're about the same carbs. This is about 5 net carbs for half a cup, and here's half a cup right here. Usually when I make the pizza, we don't use the whole half cup. So what we're gonna start with for the toppings is more olive oil. Get the fats in. Right, and marinara. And you really don't use all of it. I didn't even fill it up all the way, and there's still some in the cup. So I just spread that around with a spoon. That's what I usually do. And this is where the edges coming up really come in handy, because you're not gonna get it to fall out. Alright, and then cheese. Lots of cheese, good fat. Cheese, a little bit more olive oil, because why not? And then our pepperoni finally. Last topping here. Pepperoni, I usually don't count them, I just kind of put them all over the pizza and go with it. It's about 1 gram of carbs for 16 slices, so I know I'm not going to get anywhere near that, so I really don't count it. There we go. And then a little bit more cheese just to top it off. So you can use your whole cup. Alright, and then you're good to go and ready to put it back in the oven, still 500 degrees, 8 more minutes. Alright, so the pizza came out of the oven finally. I lined up all the ingredients just for a cool thumbnail, but here's our finished product. A little crispy right here, but that's no big deal, but look at how amazing that looks. The crust, I can already tell, super crunchy. Cheese looks good, pepperoni looks good, plenty of fats in there, not too many carbs. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button. I plan to come out with more of these keto recipes. I call it Chris's Keto Journey because I'm on the journey currently. So you see a lot of keto recipes and channels and stuff, they've already met their goals. If you follow me, you're on the journey with me. So it's really nice to have that support, that back and forth support, and it's good to have support from those other channels also. But my point is that you're on the journey with me currently, because obviously I'm no success story. I'm just starting out. So go ahead, subscribe, hit the like button, and if you have any other ideas for this pizza also, because it was so easy, you could even put barbecue on the crust and then add some chicken to it or some ground beef, something like that. You can even put ketchup on it and add some ground beef and have a burger pizza. You could, endless opportunities with this pizza. So if you liked the video, you know what to do. And yeah, thank you for watching.